Well, warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Meghna Deka. I join you today on a somber day when the paradise on earth, Kashmir, has been stained with bloods. Look at the picture that you can see behind me. A young woman in Pahalgam. She was there to enjoy with her husband, to experience the beauty of Kashmir. But she today sits here listlessly next to her dead husband's body. If you look closely, she's still wearing chudas, a sign of a young bride, of a newly married woman, the sign of a recent marriage writ large. But today, it is marred and stained with blood of a husband. Take a moment to think about the price that we are being forced to pay, especially innocents are paying for terror. This lady's visit has become a nightmare for her. Her journey has turned into a nightmare which she perhaps is never going to recover from. In fact, this woman's husband has been killed by the cowardly terrorists as they rain bullets on tourists restlessly without any discrimination. But was there religion as a motive behind the bullets as they were finding their marks? Well, apart from one confirmed dead, what we do know so far is that 21 people have been injured. We are still awaiting for more updates to come in. But this is one of the worst and most dastardly terror attacks involving civilians in Jammu and Kashmir in the recent years. Eyewitnesses have revealed that it was not just another terror attack. The terrorists picked and chose their prey. They decided whom to target based on their religion. Can you believe it? Here are some of these voices, some chilling eyewitness accounts, which are going to tell you how perhaps terror did have a religion. But even before I get you those voices, these are the visuals coming in of Union Home Minister Amit Shah's convoy leaving immediately to go to Pahalgam, where the terror attack has happened. Remember, the Prime Minister is currently in Jeddah and he has spoken to the Home Minister, inquired about the terror attack, and such has been the security preparedness after that, that Union Home Minister immediately has left, even as we speak, to go and take stock of the situation on ground in Pahalgam. But before that, let's get you some of the voices which are coming in of those who survived to tell their tales of horror and nightmare.
अपने आप बोलिए ना मुझे यहाँ पे नहीं आप टेंशन मत लो अब बेटा आप यहाँ पे रहो हम साथ में मैडम ये जो वहीद साहब है प्रेसिडेंट आप टेंशन मत लो मेरे बेटे का बच्चा लो हम बचा देगा कोई बात नहीं बेहतर करिए फोन दब से मन युवा डिजाइन किया है ठीक है हम बचा देंगे ना आप टेंशन मत लो मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं कहाँ पे आपका ये हस्बैंड क्या हुआ इसको क्या हुआ
Please ask for help. We don't need.
Okay, don't worry. You okay? You need a water, sir?
Sir, we'll manage. Just ask for help.
Okay, you firstly you give the hands water. Yes, drop of water. Take a drop of water, sir, please.
It's hard to get those cries out of your minds. Meanwhile, as we were just telling you, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he's already left for Pahalgam to take stock of the situation himself. In fact, he has been leading the review operations as well. He's already briefed the Prime Minister for the terror attack and he has departed for Srinagar already. In fact, Amit Shah has also held a security review meeting before he departed for Srinagar. In fact, he's met the top intel officials and this included the IB chief as well as the Home Secretary. In fact, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah will also be reaching and arriving Pahalgam very, very shortly. Omar Abdullah has unequivocally condemned this terror attack. He's called it an abomination by animals. Let me go across to Yavar, who's joining us live from Pahalgam. Well, Yavar, it is unfortunate that we need to report today on the blood which has been spilled in the valley. You were there right now. Tell us what's happening right now. What's the situation on the ground?
Well, exactly. It's an very unfortunate incident that has unfolded at around 2:40 at the Pahalgam. Pahalgam, which has been usually seen the rush of the tourists, the Pahalgam, which is known for its beauty, has somewhere witnessed the bloodbath today when all of a sudden 2 to 3 militants fired upon the tourists there, and eventually 16 plus tourists are injured. Multiple casualties are fed there. However, the officials say that they will come up with the numbering. Till then, no hush will be there. In fact, through the day, we have been reporting from that particular places that tourists, they are being stopped at particular point due to the security precautions. The Home Minister has left from the New Delhi. He will be in the Srinagar, and it's likely that tomorrow morning or today night he will be in the Pahalgam. The Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has rushed to the Srinagar. The DGP has rushed to the Srinagar. The LG has unequally condemned this particular act. Now we have been given the understanding that there are the high-level security review meeting that will be held, and the Home Minister in the Srinagar will call for the particular meeting. Now remember, there's a one point that needs to be noted down here. This attack comes barely weeks after the Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a detailed security review meeting in the Srinagar, where the security plans for the Amarnath Yatra, for the tourism season for spring and summer were discussed. This is a period when the tulip is blooming. This is a period when the almond is blooming, and this is a period where the Kashmir witnesses most of the tourists here. Through the Srinagar to the Pahalgam, we witnessed that number of the tourist vehicles were stranded there. Number of the tourist vehicles were heading towards the Pahalgam without knowing that what has exactly been happened.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. This is peak tourist season. However, these vacations have been turned into a nightmare by the dark shadow of terror. Do stay on with us, Yavar. We'll keep coming back to you. Let's tell our viewers, Prime Minister Modi is currently in Jeddah on a state visit. He has, in fact, put out a post, and he has said, I strongly condemn the terror attack in Pahalgam of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, I believe we have Shreya, who's joining us with details. Shreya, can you tell us what the Prime Minister said?
Meghna, the Prime Minister, as you rightly said, might be in Saudi Arabia, but he is concerned with what has been happening in Jammu and Kashmir, and has put out a tweet condemning and strongly condemning the terror attack in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, he goes on to say that those behind this heinous act will be brought to justice. They will not be spared. Their evil agenda will never succeed. Our resolve to fight terrorism is unshakable, and it will get even stronger. All possible assistance is being provided to those affected. So the Prime Minister of India really coming out with a strong message against the perpetrators of this absolutely dastardly terror attack that has happened in Jammu and Kashmir in Pahalgam, with details still trickling in. But the Prime Minister, remember, he might be in Saudi Arabia, but he's very, very concerned. He spoke with the Home Minister as well. He's asked the Home Minister to visit Srinagar to take a review of the security apparatus there, and that's what we will see Amit Shah doing, reaching Srinagar in a short while from now. But the Prime Minister sending out an extremely stern message as far as this terror attack is concerned. Meghna.
Well, Shreya, do stay on with us. I believe we have more reactions which are coming in. Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, senior Congress MP as well, he too has put out a post. And interestingly, there is already blame game which has begun after the bloodshed. Rahul Gandhi has called out what he says, the center for what he says, the hollow claims of normalcy in the valley. In fact, I'll be going across to Shreya once again. Shreya, can you tell us what Rahul Gandhi has said?
Meghna, he has in fact tweeted, and he's extended his condolences. But even as the entire country and the Prime Minister gathered together to mourn the victims of this terror attack and condemn this dastardly terror attack, Rahul Gandhi has sparked a political war of words, saying, आतंक के खिलाफ पूरा देश एकजुट है. सरकार जम्मू कश्मीर में हालात सामान्य होने के खोखले दावों के बजाय अब जवाबदेही लेते हुए ठोस कदम उठाए. That is what Rahul Gandhi has said, that instead of the government pitching for normalcy in the Jammu and Kashmir Valley, they should be held accountable, they should be answerable to the people of the country. Clearly, Rahul Gandhi is straying away from the collective sadness and collective mourning that the entire country does today for the victims of these dastardly terror attack, and indulging in a political war of words, blaming the center when actually all political parties across party lines should be coming together at this moment, condemning this dastardly attack collectively. Meghna.
Well, thank you so much, Shreya, for getting us those details. Let me go across to Pradeep Datta as well. Pradeep, we just heard Prime Minister Modi has also put out a post, and he's talked about the price that India has paid due to this dastardly terror attack. But the centre, it's important for us to track what the centre's response to this attack has been. And this includes the Union Home Minister himself air dashing to Srinagar as we speak.
This is coming from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because he has said that their resolve to fight against terror is unshakable, and the perpetrators of this gun violence will not be spared at all, and whosoever has done it, they will be the stern action will be taken against them. That clearly indicates, because the Prime Minister is really concerned about the situation there on the ground. Despite being in Jeddah, he called Amit Shah, Home Minister, and he asked him to visit Kashmir Valley and review security scenario there. We saw that after that there were a series of meetings that were held in Kashmir Valley as well as in the national capital. Amit Shah spoke to the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. He also spoke to the Director General of Police, Jammu and Kashmir, and also continue. Anytime Amit Shah will be leaving Valley, they are further going to review security scenario. But what one has to understand, look at the timing of this attack. Look, whenever there is a high profile visit, terrorists always try to make their presence felt. We have seen that thing happening in 2000 when Bill Clinton was in India. That time the 35 Sikhs were massacred by terrorists. And this time when J.D. Vance is already the Vice President of the United States of America, is on a 4-day visit. They have planned this attack. They carried out this attack, this time targeting tourists. So one has to understand, because my reason is that the Hawar Rana has been extraditing, and that has rattled Pakistan to an extent.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll take that point across to Rishabh, that many are saying that it is the peace in the valley which has rattled Pakistan. The fact that India will no longer cower down to terror that we have seen, this dastardly, this cowardly act today.
Well, definitely, Meghna, if we talk about Kashmir has seen a ray of hope, and the way things in Kashmir have started improving, the infrastructure, the the trade, the business, the tourism, the way it has seen an upward trend since abrogation of Article 370 is something that has rattled Pakistan and the Pakistan establishment, as they say. Only last week we heard the Pakistani army chief raking up Kashmir in a way which is really unbecoming of an army officer. Apart from that, the way Pakistan has been raking up Kashmir on various international forums, be it at OIC, be it at UNSC or UNGA, and India has been giving it back in the best possible way diplomatically to Pakistan in past few years is something that has rattled Pakistan. Be it after Uri attack, we saw the surgical strike, or after Pulwama, we saw the airstrike in Balakot, and the way India has made it clear that there's zero tolerance on terrorism.
There's going to be zero tolerance for terror. However, this is going to be the backlash that India, unfortunately, is being forced to pay. Thank you so much for joining us, Pradeep Datta as well as Rishabh. Let me go across to Major General Jijit Dwivedi, who's joining us, as well as Brigadier Anil Gupta, who's joining us, a spokesperson with Jammu and Kashmir BJP. Major Saab, I'm going to come to you first. As we were discussing just last week, we had a threat coming in about Kashmir specifically, and this came from none other than Pakistani army chief. And now you have this dastardly terror attack. Do we expect this kind of attack which reflects the frustration and perhaps desperation of terror which is emanating from Pakistan soil? What should have been, however, done?
Well, Meghna, first and foremost, my deep, heartfelt condolences for the bereaved family and also all our fellow citizens who have been injured in this dastardly attack. I think this needs to be condemned in strongest words. Now, coming specifically to this instance, well, having operated in Kashmir Valley for a long time, and also someone who follows security very, very closely, I like to wish 2-3 important points. First and foremost, well, though situation has improved in Valley, but the point is that Pakistan has not parted ways with its proxy war doctrine. It is continuing to send terrorists, cross-border terrorism, and it is his doctrine to keep the Kashmir pot boiling. And as one of the reporters also mentioned, that Asim Munir only last week, he said that Kashmir is a jugular vein, and therefore Pakistan is not going to relent. It's fighting a proxy war. And we need to understand that proxy war, what are the basic ingredients? First and foremost, terrorists always choose the time and place. And sometimes they are north of Pir Panjal, and at times they are south of Pir Panjal. And last year, there have been series of instances in Kathua, in Rajouri, in Punch. So the point I'm trying to make is that we as a nation got to fight this proxy war, not event by event or incident by incident, but in totality. We need to have a national policy. And secondly, the important point is that where is it emanating? It's emanating from Pakistan. Until we go and hit those bases, until we hurt Pakistan, until we hurt Pakistan Army, these instances will keep taking place.
Right.
Only thing, one moment, the only thing that they choose different target, they choose different places. And now they have chosen a very soft target, that is the tourists.
Absolutely.
That shows that terrorists are desperate and they want to keep the valley.
They're too scared to fight our braves at the borders, which is why they are spilling blood of innocent tourists who went there merely for a vacation. But Brigadier Anil Gupta, you already have Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, coming out and saying that there is no normalcy. The entire facade of normalcy now has been busted.
Meghna, I'm sorry to say that at this stage, when the whole nation is mourning and when the whole nation should be standing solidly together, somebody like Rahul Gandhi is trying to politicize the entire situation. This is not the time to politicize. There's enough time in the parliament to fight all these things. But when an incident has happened and when things are now getting out of control, we say we are trying to get it under control, to create such a ruckus or such a controversy, I think is uncalled for. After having said that, I must say, Meghna must admit, I'm running short of words to condemn this cowardly act. Only beasts can act like this. And surprisingly, Pakistan is supporting these beasts. Pakistan, as just now General Dwivedi said, that their chief said Pakistan, the Kashmir is jugular vein of Pakistan. But does General Munir also know that tourism is the jugular vein of the Kashmiris? Kashmiris can't survive without tourism. So it clearly shows that Pakistan is not interested in the Kashmiri people. It's only interested in the land of Kashmir. That's a very sad part. So what has happened today is condemnable. And
absolutely,
as I said, not time for blame game. But one thing I want to make very clear. Somebody said that TRF had set out a poster saying that it is against the outsiders who are settling here. There's no outsider in Jammu and Kashmir. To my horror, certain Kashmiri leaders also talking about being outsiders. There are no outsiders. Every Indian has a right to come and stay in Kashmir.
Absolutely. There are only Indians there, but more importantly, terror has no religion. Unfortunately, you have tales which are coming in of survivors who are saying that the terrorists singled out those who they thought were non-Muslims, targeted them. Terror has no religion and terror definitely has no nation. But meanwhile, let's get you some more breaking news which is coming in related to this dastardly attack. Karnataka Chief Minister has rushed a team to Jammu and Kashmir in the aftermath of the terror attack. In fact, some of the tourists attacked there in Pahalgam belong to Karnataka. Well, that's the preliminary information which is coming in, is that the deceased tourists belong to Karnataka, whose body can be seen. You can see pictures of him in happier days. Now the Chief Minister of Karnataka has rushed a team to Jammu and Kashmir to help his surviving family members. Well, this is the big story that we are getting for you now. Details are coming out of those innocents whose blood has been spilled in the valley. This is a man who has been killed brutally in the terror attack which has happened in Pahalgam. Initial reports are suggesting that he was from Shivamogga. This is a confirmation which is coming in from the Superintendent of Police of Shivamogga, that this man was from Shivamogga. What we are picking up is that he is Manjunath Rao. He's a resident of Shivamogga, which is of course in Karnataka. He is the man who has been killed in the terror attack at Pahalgam. In fact, what we are picking up from the Shivamogga police is that Manjunath had gone to Pahalgam with his wife, Pallavi, and their son as well. The police have confirmed that Pallavi saw Manjunath being shot and that he succumbed to his injuries after that. In fact, post this, the Karnataka police is already coordinating with Jammu and Kashmir police. Let me go across to Neha, who's joining us. Neha Hebale. Neha, I believe the Chief Minister himself is personally looking into it, and a team from Karnataka has been air-dashed across to Jammu and Kashmir to help the remaining family of Manjunath, the grieving family of Manjunath.
Well, that's absolutely right, Meghna. In fact, unfortunate news that's coming in right now. One of the deceased in the Pahalgam, terror attack there, now said to be from Shivamogga district of Karnataka. We've just gotten a confirmation now, of course, from the Shivamogga district police that all efforts are on. They are in coordination with the Jammu Kashmir police right now, trying to ensure that the postmortem is completed at the earliest and that the body is released to the family now for the last rites to be done back in the state of Karnataka. What we do also know, in fact, which the local police has told us of Shivamogga, is that reportedly, in fact, the wife saw her husband being shot in front of her, and by the time, of course, that they have reached the hospital is when the unfortunate news is rolled in. We're also told at this point that the wife, the husband, and their son had, in fact, gone for a personal family trip for a vacation. When, of course, this broke out, we really have
heart-wrenching. Manjunath had gone to Pahalgam with his wife and his child for a vacation. This is where his vacation turned into a nightmare. He today is no more. He's just one of the many people whose lives have been changed forever with this dark shadow of terror. Thank you so much, Neha. This is going to be our top focus story here on Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. We slip into a short break. We'll return with lots more.